The sex secret that makes her lose control, most men never learn this. They think it's about performance. They think it's about size. They think it's about stamina. But what really makes a woman lose control in bed isn't what most men believe. It's not in your handscape, it's in your mind, and more importantly, hers. If you don't understand this one truth, you'll always be chasing satisfaction but never delivering it. Today, I'll expose the sex secret that awakens her deepest desire, the kind that makes her remember you forever. Let's be honest. Most men are never taught this. They learn about pleasure through fantasy, locker room talk, or adult content. But real intimacy, soul deep, body awakening intimacy, doesn't start in the bedroom. It starts in how you make a woman feel when her clothes are still on. Emotional safety isn't some soft sentimental idea. It's biological, scientific, deeply psychological. A woman's nervous system needs to feel safe in order to fully surrender. And when she feels truly safe, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, her body follows. She lets go. She explores. She blooms. When a woman senses that she can be her full self without judgment, her natural chemistry changes. Oxytocin, the bonding hormone, rises. Cortisol, the stress hormone, drops. Her body moves from survival mode into connection mode. And here's the secret: the more emotionally safe she feels, the more sexually expressive she becomes. She's not just in the mood. She's present, alive, eager, responsive. Too many men rush into physical touch without building emotional warmth. They mistake quiet consent for burning desire, but women don't work that way. Not truly. Emotional safety means she feels seen. It means you listen, not just to her words, but to her body language, her breath, her silence. It means she knows she can say, not now, without being punished, and say, yes, without being pressured. You create emotional safety by being grounded, patient, and respectful, by asking questions without ego, by holding her without reaching, by affirming her worth outside of the bedroom. When you build that trust, everything changes. Her mind relaxes, her heart opens, and her body responds in ways you've never imagined. That's why the best lovers aren't always the most skilled. They're the most attuned. The ones who create space for her emotions, her fears, her fantasies. Because when a woman feels emotionally safe, she doesn't just give you her body. She gives you her trust, her fire, her craving. And that's when she loses control, not because you forced it, but because you earned it. A woman's body will never fully surrender until her heart feels safe. Most men believe that pleasure is about technique, pressure points, or magic hands. But the truth, it starts long before the bedroom. Emotional safety is the gateway to uninhibited physical connection. When she feels deeply understood and respected, her defenses melt away. She stops performing, stops pretending, and begins to truly feel. You see, many women are raised to guard their vulnerability. They've been taught to be cautious, to be in control, to not give too much. But when a man proves that he's not just after her body, when he listens without interrupting, when he holds her during her silence, she opens in ways most men never witness. Her body responds to safety like fire responds to oxygen. Real connection means you touch her heart with your words, your presence, your consistency. Then her body responds, not of obligation, but out of desire. She wants to explore, to be bold, to lose control, because you've given her something raring, a space where she doesn't have to be strong, guarded, or perfect. If you want to drive her wild, don't rush, don't be quick. Be deliberate. Every move should whisper, I'm here with you, and I'm not going anywhere. In a world of fast food, fast love, and faster distractions, slowing down becomes magnetic. It says to her, you're not just a moment. You're worth my full attention. Women often live in their minds. Their bodies follow once their minds feel present. But if you're rushing, touching her like she's a task, or skipping straight to the goal, you miss the magic. Slowing down builds anticipation, heightens her senses, and makes her feel treasured. That's the secret. Make her feel like she's the only woman in the world. Right here, right now. When you slow down, you give her room to feel, to breathe, to let go. Every glance, every touch, every kiss becomes a silent promising. You're safe. You're wanted. You're worth waiting for. That's when she surrenders. That's when she craves more, because it's not about doing more. It's about being more intentional. Here's the truth most men miss. She doesn't need a perfect performance. She needs your presence. You don't need to be a master of every technique. You need to be fully there, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. That's the real turn on. A woman can feel when you're distracted. She knows when your mind is somewhere else, thinking of the finish line, trying to impress, or worrying if you're doing it right. What she wants is real connection. She wants your eyes, your breath, your energy locked into her like nothing else matters. When a man shows up without ego, without pressure, just fully present, it creates a level of intimacy that takes her to places she didn't even know existed. Presence is rare, but when you master it, she'll feel it in her soul. That's what makes her crave more. Not the moves, not the tricks, but you. Your focused energy becomes irresistible. It reassures her, excites her, and awakens her trust. Stop performing. Start connecting. That's the game changer. The most underestimated aphrodisiac is communication, not dirty talk, not flattery, but real, curious, respectful conversation. Ask her what she likes. Invite her to share what she's curious about. Make it safe for her to say yes, and even safer to say no. That kind of space builds the ultimate foundation for explosive chemistry. When you show that you care about her experience, not just yours, she feels honored. And when a woman feels honored, she becomes bold. She trusts you enough to guide you, to explore, to take you into her world. That's not weakness. That's emotional leadership. That's how deep lovers are born. Asking her questions like, do you feel safe? Or what makes you feel most connected? May seem small, but they unlock big truths. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Create it with communication. A woman who feels heard is a woman who feels seen. And a woman who feels seen is a woman ready to go deeper, physically and emotionally. Most men chase pleasure. Few understand power. And the greatest power you can ever hold in a woman's life is not control. It's connection. It's not about dominating her body. It's about touching her soul. If you want to be unforgettable, don't just be skilled. Be present. Be aware. Be the man who makes her feel like she's the safest, most desired woman in the world without her ever having to ask for it. That's the kind of man she loses control for. The techniques, the touches, the moves, they're tools. But the truth, the real transformation begins when your intention is pure, your energy is grounded, and your desire is wrapped in respect. That's when intimacy becomes magic. That's when she gives herself to you. Not because she has to, but because she deeply wants to. If this message opened your eyes, don't keep it to yourself. Like this video, subscribe for more bold, real relationship changing truths. Share this with a man who's ready to step up, grow, and love deeper. Drop a comment below. What's the one thing you learned today that you're going to do differently? Remember, it's not about knowing more. It's about being more. And your growth starts now.